Superman Reborn Part 1, Superman issue 18, Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Patrick Gleason doing the art on this issue. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. So, exciting, emotional.
Yeah.
All the above.
Very emotional.
Yeah.
Just all round great.
It was. So, basically, kind of picking up right where Action Comics ended last week with Fake Clark being outside the farmhouse. He comes and basically him being there initiates a lot of weird universe things start happening. The house, of course, photographs start fading, almost sort of like white digital matrix erasing kind of thing going on. And ultimately Superman's trying to like get John away because John is starting to erase, but it's to no avail. At the end of the issue, we end with John being seemingly wiped from existence, and deeply emotional. You see his little face as it fades away. Just part of his face is still there.
Right there is the true credit to this issue, because John has his own book right now. This is temporary. There is no question about that. But
he's not gone. He's going to be back.
Exactly. But the fact that it can make you care so much, even though you know you're very aware of, okay, this is temporary, is just great, right?
Not only does he have his own
Tomasi,
book, his own book only started last month.
Exactly.
Well, that's weird because you get it through the frame of the parents of Lois and Clark, and for as powerful as Superman is, he can't stop his son from blinking out, and just the hopelessness kind of look on their face, and then it turns into, we're going to Metropolis, we're finding fake Clark, and we're dealing with this. It's just, again, Gleason and Tomasi are just killing it storytelling wise.
It ends with a declaration of action. And that's no pun intended, because we're getting into Action Comics next week.
Right.
But this just it's like, all right, this has happened to us, that we were reactionary here, but next issue we are being proactive. We are hunting for our son, and it's a great Act 1 part of a story, because it gives us a reason to care. It makes the stakes feel high, and then it's like, no, the main character, and in this case our main characters are like, no, we're going to go
it's
hunt.
ultimately still a very personal story. It's about recovering their son. It's not a big universe saving, anything like that. No, we care about our son. That's what this is.
Spaceship didn't come down and take John. This was much more complex than that.
Yeah, obviously some really emotional moments in there with like Superman saying just before he fades away, "I'll never let you go, son." He's like, it just adds to the emotion.
Yeah, and so when they open up the photo album and there's all the pictures of them before from pre Flashpoint, and I was like, oh man, don't do this to me, don't tease this soon. So good. You had the wedding picture and all that stuff, so it's really good that DC has kind of walked back the no marriages kind of rule they had during New 52.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, because that was just stupid.
Well, exactly, and they realized that, and so we're getting more relationship stuff throughout all of them, but more importantly, Lois and Clark back together.
That's the real one everyone actually cares about more than anything else.
Exactly. Well, you also got Canaro. That's their relationship name.
That is a shipping name right there.
Yeah. But yeah, Black Canary and Green Arrow back together, and all these other, Iris and Barry. So, but yeah, the important one was Lois and Clark, and I think it's important to their identities anymore, too, because like when you see them, and the book's called Superman, but it's really been focused on them and John. So, like, just to see them together, and then like at the end, Pete said the statement of action, they're going together. It's not just Clark.
Yeah. So obviously the book starts with Mr. Oz and his lair, and it's funny because we already seen this in a preview like 2 months ago, so I'd already read this scene ages ago.
But I'd forgotten by that point. I never read it. I just kind of glanced at it.
I forgot where it was going to come at. Like I didn't think it was going to be in the beginning of Reborn. So I just spaced. But it was great when I opened up, the book and saw that.
Yeah. So someone's escaped from Mr. Ozzy's cell, and we see Tim Drake, which again, it's like a good bit of like world building and like connectivity that Tim Drake's here, but you only know, but he's in Mr. Ozzy's place if you've been reading Detective.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I like that for us, it's like, okay, this is just placement, but for people who maybe are only reading the Superman titles for whatever reason, they'll be like, oh, that's something that's going on. That informs them of the wider universe just from that little bit of context.
And maybe goes, wait, why is there a Robin here? When did that happen? Detective? Oh, maybe I'll go read Detective. So it's smart in that way.
And he is stoked that the person got out. Like,
I almost want to criticize one panel of this though. The smile on his face when he's saying someone got out is almost just a little too Joker-like for my liking. He looks maniacal. Yeah. How happy he is.
Well, see, I get that. Maniacal is the perfect word. He is trapped in a cage, and he has been there for however long.
He can't get out. Like, we've seen him.
I get it.
He's tried.
He is going a little insane, and that's why this is the first thing that's happened that he can see as a good thing in so long.
Just maybe just a touch maniacal on that expression. Just a touch.
And I'm looking at the art here too. What's up with Oz and his gleaming eye? Like that was so foreboding. Like,
the one eye with the red glint. Yeah.
And obviously, I don't think the person. Obviously, Fake Clark's been out in a while, so it's obviously not him that's escaped. He's been out and about.
Right. Unless there's some timey-wimey going on.
Oh, yeah, of course. If they introduce timey-wimey, then fair enough. But so we have the two mysteries here: is who's escaped from the cage, which is obviously going to pop up in Reborn, because that's why it's here at the start of this story, because it's going to be relevant. Right. But we also have who is Fake Clark, something we've had on our minds since the start of Rebirth, since Action Comics 950, whatever issue it was.
Just something interesting is speculation as to who it may be that is escaped. Whoever it is seemingly knows that Clark is Superman. Yeah,
because on the walls, if you're looking at it,
it's his life story. You've got him in the pod coming off Krypton. You've got the Kents finding him. Yeah, you've got him saving people at the Daily Planet.
So, Connor Kent?
Don't you do that!
I know.
Two characters I love that aren't around right now: Booster Gold and Connor Kent. And we know Booster's making an appearance sometime.
He's coming.
Because Jurgens just teased him. Talked about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But, like...
I don't know. I'm thinking of someone related to Superman who would know the story and might be relevant. Connor Kent's one, perhaps. It could be just another universe's version, maybe a pre-Flashpoint version of a character we have around just now anyway. It could be...
But see, what gets me is the Superman will save me that's been etched into this wall.
Yeah, over and over again. But then then it changes from a statement to begging, where with the addition of all the pleases. And then you just get to Superman, where are you? Like he's losing hope. And then the final bit, after where are you, is the pulling open the shirt. It's such a statement just on there in this cave drawing.
And it's been etched in with we don't know what, because it doesn't look like there's any utensil too. So, yeah.
Well, you expecting that it's someone with claws, someone who's got the body.
Even if not, if they've just been doing it with
vision.
Even if they've been doing it with nails, like they've just been scratching at it with nails. Even just the desperation of that's maybe how long they've been in here.
Look at Matt lending a bit of credence to the possibility it's someone with heat vision.
I know.
I mean, it could be another universe of Superman too, like Pete was kind of hinting. Like
it could be
pre-Flashpoint. That's the lead up to the story was that multiverse story too.
It could, it could be a pre-Flashpoint version of a character that we have right now. I'm not going to put money on that, but I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Especially with like the Flashpoint universe coming up in other things. I feel like that's very in the mindset right now at DC.
Also,
I'm just gonna say, if it is Connor Kent, please be t-shirt and jeans and not dangly earrings and high cut fade. Leather jacket.
I've got a feeling. I have a feeling, Matt, that they'll go with the more popular John's era Connor Kent.
I hope.
I think you'll be fine there.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Because I just have to make that statement. I know it's like one of those monkey paw wishes where I want Connor Kent back, but I don't want
just get some
Connor Kent back.
Version. Yeah.
Here's an idea. We keep in Superwoman and then a little bit in action when Lana popped in the last couple issues. They keep talking about being in two places at once. They keep saying, "Oh, how could you be here when I just saw you there?" Like, is it possible that the person in the cell was
New 52 Superman?
Possibly, it could be that, or I maybe even thinking if not him, then one of them. Like, like
Lois
is the other version of them in a cell, and that's where they're like flickering between when they're like getting confused and saying, "I just saw you there. How can I be here?" kind of thing.
Right,
like
right.
you know, I'm just I don't know. I'm just
That's something to look out for, I guess.
and it has been something that's been relevant recently, so it's like could pop into it.
Yeah, because then that gives it the whole credence to to Doppel Clark, too. Because if that's the case, where did he come from? If they can be in two places at once,
Well,
like how?
yeah.
If it really is Clark Kent, like it checks out to be, which I don't think it's going to be.
Well,
like,
here's the thing, because we've established in the last couple of issues of action that he actually disappears because he goes into the apartment building and Lois goes in and the guy's like, what? He's not lived here in years. What are you talking about? So if he's also flickering between this existence and somewhere else, is he also something like that? Obviously, I think the running favourite right now for who is Fake Clark is Prime, Superboy Prime. Right?
Yeah, that's
just
the whole when Crypto comes up to him at the farm.
Says
it's me, boy.
Which is very Terminator, by the way. Very dog knows it's a Terminator, and he's barking at him.
Because here's the thing: if he was someone close to Crypto, we know how Crypto acts. Like, Crypto is very, kind of like my dog. He'll let if anybody has ham, he'll let him in the house. Like it's
easily tricked.
It's one of those
on Crypto. Obviously, we lose John at the end, but. Does Crypto stay around? Because I don't think we actually see him after all this starts going down. Like, I'm not entirely sure if he's lost with all the stuff in the house or... Because I can't see him in that final page.
No, because he was outside when Doppel Clark says goodbye, John. So clearly he's the one that when he showed up at the farm, he knew what was going to happen, kind of deal. When he dropped off that present of the photo album. So, but yeah, I'm going through and looking for Crypto right now.
I'm just looking at the final page where you've got Clark and Lois over the empty space, and you've got the house burning. Crypto's not in sight.
I would guess he probably did go with everything else.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess.
Because we know Tomasi likes to take him away and then bring him back.
Yeah.
So.
As far as where this is going, obviously we've talked about, okay, it seems like they're going to merge pre-52 Clark.
Which is why I think it might be new 52 Clark in the cell. Like they'll come out and physically merge rather than just anything else.
Here's the question though, if they do merge, right, and we get some sort of merger of things, and it sort of establishes, no, they actually are one and the same, and pre-52 Clark that we've had is kind of this weird anomaly that it shouldn't exist because everyone else got de-aged, and he was de-aged, but they've kind of splintered off because convergence and whatever. Like, do they actually sort of do like a full retcon of like their history where it merges and then everyone remembers it a certain way? Do we have that kind of merging happening where everyone's affected by it?
I feel like he will get both lots of memories, and that'll be why. Obviously, we see that he inherits the actual fortress after this story.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe him having all the memories, and it's like, no, that is me. It's not another person. This is my fortress still.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a version of me, but it is me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can see that. But I am definitely curious as to how this is all going to play out. Is there any other candidates for Fake Clark that you are willing to entertain at this point in the discussion?
So one of my friends threw out Martian Manhunter.
I do actually. Part of me does like, because Martian Manhunter's been missing, right? I do actually kind of love the idea that maybe he's the one in the cell. Actually, no, I'm thinking about it. But I do love the idea that someone's going to turn out to have been Martian Manhunter this whole time in one of the books.
Yeah.
That actually is a really intriguing idea. Where it'd be like, oh, okay, you know what? I forgive you for not having him around because you've been seeding something.
Thinking about it, it would work for everything that we've seen of Fake Clark.
Yeah, but my whole thing is why? So unless he's had his brain scrambled by...
Yeah, why is he angry?
Yeah, why is he so angry? Why is he doing this hit job basically on Clark? You know, at the end, that's the main thing missing. But yeah, stuff lines up with him like acting out Clark, having all the memories. It's like he's absorbed them, and they're acting out through him.
Yeah, he can just portray them.
Yeah, and then so that's why he disappears, because he can go intangible. Right? He walks into the building, and he's not there.
But does he know he's doing that? Is he confused?
Exactly.
Has he being affected in some way that's making him think he actually is Clark, and therefore...
I think what would be even potentially more interesting is if he is Martian Manhunter and he's aware and his brain hasn't been scrambled, what is it that makes him believe this Clark is so wrong? Like, what is it that's making him angry about this?
And that's what leads me back to Prime. When you say Clark is so wrong, that's his MO. These heroes don't deserve. So he's kind of like...
That's why Prime, I think, works for everyone right now, is because the motivation seems to line up more with who Superboy Prime is. Whereas Martian Manhunter's a cool idea, but it's like, well, why is he acting in this way?
I'd be okay with it if they could tell me why, and I'm sure that there are a number of reasons that they could come up with.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
well,
sure.
And also, it fits in with the pop culture canon right now because Manhunter's on Supergirl. So it'd be cool to throw him in there.
And to be fair, he was kind of revealed that way on Supergirl. He was someone else for a while, and then it was a twist. It was like, oh, this is actually John Jones. So it'd be kind of cool if they actually did that in Rebirth. I'm not convinced it will be him in this case, but if they want to pull that twist somewhere else...
As long as it's actually a thought through twist, and it's not just put in after the fact. As long as you can go back and always read it that way.
And I trust Tomasi and Jurgens because they've both been pretty... we can agree. We might disagree on certain story arcs, but they've all been basically good. So I don't see them doing something that cheap this far in.
Well, that's why I just, because I mentioned Martian Manhunter, I'm like, well, what if he's the one that was in the cell? I mean, I don't know if he'd be...
Well, there's that.
...is so determined to be saved by Superman, but it still would kind of work for me.
Yeah.
I wonder if that then... So I was saying, if it is Martian Manhunter in the cell, it's not that he wants Superman to save him for his sake, but maybe he's got a glimpse of Oz's thoughts, and he's realised the fixation with Superman.
He's seen Manhattan in his head, and he's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
that would be so cool because Martian Manhunter is a character that he's never been a favorite of mine, even though he's basically Green Superman, right? They share a lot.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to give him, like him and Superman working together more, like kind of. Because you have like Flash and Lantern that team up. I would love to see more Manhunter and Superman interaction. And
honestly, right now, I'd like to just see Manhunter. Not even just more. I just want to see him somewhere.
I'm saying after this. Let's say it is him.
I can see him ending up on Supergirl, actually, like in the book Supergirl, just to mirror the show. Yeah. But whatever. I mean, I'm happy wherever he pops up. I just want to see him pop up.
The only other one I want to bring up is Mixie's Pidlick, because I wouldn't even think about that until the preview page, and that one's another one that lines up pretty well.
It does. It feels a bit over the top for him.
What do you mean? Do you think if it is Mixie-Pitlick, right? Do you think he? Again, kind of like we were suggesting with Manhunter, where he's got confused. He's been confused in his own illusion. For some whatever reason, he created the illusion that he's Clark and whatever. But for whatever reason, he got lost in his own masquerade, and that's where it's went.
Yeah, because when Morrison wrote Action Comics, and it ends up being some fifth dimensional stuff, Mixie-Pitlick is kind of a hero, because there's that other fifth dimensional person that's bent on destroying Superman. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. That one was way over the top.
No, I'm not going there.
Yeah. So, maybe it started as a thing that this world needed a Superman because it didn't have a proper Superman. So he stepped in, and
maybe this is just a really extended hijinks.
Yeah. And that's why
he's playing the long game.
You're ruining my joke. Here, remember everything now. So
it would kind of be like, maybe that would be why everything's disappeared. It's him going, no, this is going. As out of spite. He's very impulsive in that way. I could see it.
Yeah.
Possibly. I think out of the three we've talked about, that's maybe the least interesting of the three. But it wouldn't be a bad choice either. I can see it working.
Yeah, because that one again. Manhunter, because my friend brought it up earlier in the week, and then of course Prime. But yeah, I didn't even think Mixie-Pitlick until.
And of course, there's always a chance that it's someone not even that we could even guess at this point.
I think I'm still leaning towards Prime based on that. The page at the end, the editor's page.
It doesn't have Prime on it as the list.
It doesn't have Prime on it. It does have Mixie-Pitlick, and it does have Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, it's the swerve is
I feel like
you
whoever's
think about
writing
these
this is in on it, and they know who it is. They don't want to tell us who it is.
Well, it was kind of like the Suicide Squad one too. They didn't mention Eclipso. Like they kind of mess it up when they put Eclipso on the Justice League versus Suicide Squad, like the lineup page. But when they were talking about who's in the thing, they didn't even mention Eclipso or the Black Diamond or any of that. And this kind of feels the same.
Where do you think the heroes will be in terms of knowing about the threat? Right at the end of probably more so the end of the button rather than Superman Reborn. But it is Superman Reborn is relating to Mr. Oz and all that stuff, so there could be some.
Yep.
But I'm just wondering, like, come the end of Reborn and the button, do the characters know about Manhattan?
I can see a similar thing to, I think is it Titans where they got the Manhattan.
Yeah. I think it'll be bigger than that though.
I feel like it'll be a very similar level of information where they'll be thinking of Manhattan, and they'll know that's the threat. But again, the same thing where they won't know what that is yet.
And I think Manhattan's a double entendre.
I'm gonna.
On top of it.
Because
isn't that where the Space Squid attacked at the end of Watchmen? It was in New York.
Oh, I can't remember.
I haven't read it.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So I definitely think that by the end of this, knowing that Johns is plotting it, and the other guys, it's Williamson and King doing the
scripts,
the heavy lifting, if you will. Yeah. That we're going to be at a place where it's not exactly Act 2, but definitely an act break of where this goes next in the 2-year story.
I think it'll be more than the Titans thing. I think it'll be a bigger deal than that. I don't think
that time, and it wouldn't surprise me if one of the Watchmen characters kind of just shows up, because you have this whole button.
Let's see it.
It is the comedians. So if it's comedian or Rorschach, that's just me wanting to see Rorschach and Batman interact with each other.
That's maybe bigger than I'm thinking. I'm thinking either someone remembers their life pre-Flashpoint and that's like a new motivator going into the next phase of this whole Rebirth story, or I think they will at least understand that someone named Manhattan did this. They won't know what he looks like, they won't know how to fight him yet or anything like that, but I think we'll take a step in one of those directions. I don't know which one, but something big to end it says, right, we've hit another milestone in this story.
See, the fact that we're getting so much mileage out of something that might happen makes me love Rebirth even this much more. Because this is why I love DC, and it's the legacy and the connections. I mean, we were just talking about Superman Reborn, and that's led to the button, Batman and Flash, and then we were talking about Manhunter and how he might play in. And
you talk about legacy, and I'm thinking of something very specific in Captain Atom.
And I love. What I love though is we're hitting this stride now where we've got Superman Reborn, which then is going to go into the button, which is then the Judas or the Lazarus contract, whatever it's called, the new one. Like they've lined up all these monthly crossovers that all feel kind of important. I mean, the Teen Titans Deathstroke one feels maybe more specific to the characters rather than a Rebirth thing, but
but you're dealing with Wally and Deathstroke ending up with Speed Force powers. Like that could change.
It could have bigger ramifications than we realise.
It could, it could. But at least at face value, it feels like more of a this is just a fun event for kind of like Monster Men, where it's just a story for those characters, and
that's more than okay.
Oh, it is. But it feels like we've got these milestone things each month now that there's always something to look forward to. And
remember when this all started, and people were pissed off because it was a 2-year story plan.
Yeah.
What knobs.
I love the long game. Johns, you keep playing the long game, you magnificent bastard.
No. I think we were all in agreement the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that's what made me love Johns when I started reading comics, were the teaser pages of, you're not getting this right now, but like,
I know where this is going.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It tells you that they have a plan. Even if we don't see it for a long time, it's like, I know where this is going. This is a plan.
And to swing this all back round...
can work for Indiana Jones, but when you're writing comics, you want to have a plan.
Yeah. To swing this all back round to Superman Reborn, this genuinely feels like a thing that's been building to since both Superman and Action Comics started. And because it focuses on John and Fate Clark, it feels like both books have been completely building to it together.
Yeah. And if you're reading both, you get the full story, and that's awesome.
Because John's been mainly obviously he's popped up in Action, but he's mainly been a Superman thing where we've really learned to care about him. And in Action's been a lot of the Fate Clark stuff and that kind of side.
But that's when they started to cross over, is when Clark disappears in Action because he's saving Luthor, and Fate Clark sees John. So the fact that he showed up in Action has ramifications that's showing up in Superman.
Joe, I actually like that it's taken so long, 18 issues to get to this crossover. Yeah. It feels like for a long time, Superman books have just been on crossover after crossover. So having this break that let them breathe and build and have core characters to equal to themselves has really helped this have weight, even beyond just what it is.
Yeah, this is what I'll say with crossovers time and time again, is less is more. It feels more special when we're not doing it constantly. And as much as I said, we've got milestone crossovers each month, they're different sets of people, they're different sets of books. They're not...
Yeah, it's not... Green Lanterns was the a big problem with this for the New 52.
So that's originally why I dropped, because I didn't feel like
it was just crossover after crossover after crossover. There was never any break for more than like 3 issues.
Yeah, whereas obviously Superman crossover, but then Superman goes back to its own 2 books and it's fine, and then we get a Batman Flash crossover, and then that goes back to its books and it's fine.
Yeah. So I was actually kind of disappointed Supergirl wasn't being tied in, but I know it didn't make sense to. But I was like,
it is in the aftermath. The aftermath of this has been spread throughout all the super books, so at least it is connecting in that sense.
Well, and then we have a Supergirl Batgirl one on the horizon.
In fact, Supergirl next month is the first time that this Clark and Supergirl meet. So look forward to that. Look at that little noise.
I know.
I love Superman so much, and it's so great to be excited about it.
I know. I agree. I agree. I'm loving Superman stuff right now. So
it's a very good time to be a Superman fan.